Hello everyone, it's Mr. K. Yes, I remembered. Oh no, I'll cut that bit out. This is the last of the 3 study skills videos, which is ways to study and exam preparation. Who wants to know the secret to success? Come on, drum roll. Study all the things! Yeah, thanks for the help, Mr. K. The thing is, it's actually true, but study your way. In the first one of the study skills videos, we talked about how you study and what works best for you. If you haven't seen that video, please find it and watch it because it'll really help you out. And if you start utilizing the skills that work for you and you put them into exam preparation, studying is going to start to work. Study groups. Study groups are awesome because they're fun and they're social and you get to support one another. You also get ideas coming out from different angles that you never would have thought about. And you know what's a great thing to use in a study group? Mind maps. Mind maps! I like mind maps. A lot of people study better in a study group because they get to have little breaks of talking about the things that are happening in their social lives and then get back to work. And breaking it up like that is good for you. As long as you spend most of your time on the topic, it's okay to have little breaks. Some people prefer studying solo, and that can be quite effective too. And you know what? Groups aren't always going to be available. Believe it or not, when you're studying, it's actually a whole lot easier to get distracted if you're not working in a group. Because you've got everything from social media to that little bug that's crawling across your desk. Having a drink and having a snack is good because it gives you more energy to keep going and keep those cogs turning in your head. And at the same time, it gives you less reason to get up out of your desk and go walking around the house to go find something to eat or drink. Organize a workstation. Workstations are good. A workstation is a combination of 2 things. One is a mixture between the desk you are sitting at, what's on the desk, and what environment the room is. So do you have enough light? Do you have enough fresh air? And the second thing is the posture you have while you are sitting at that desk. Here we have an example of the 4 key elements of a good workstation. In order for all these things to be utilized, you need to make sure that you have a well-lit room, you have no distractions, you're sitting upright, feet flat on the floor, feet flat on the floor, 4 feet flat on the floor, feet flat on the floor, feet flat on the floor, feet flat on the floor. If your feet are flat on the floor, that means that your knees should be at a 90-degree angle, and it actually helps with blood circulation throughout your body so that you don't get tired or sore as easily. Back in the olden days, we had a device that was called a desktop computer. That's what this guy has. This is a representation of a well-organized workstation, and you can see that his knees are at a pretty much 90-degree angle, and he even has a bit of a footrest, which you could use too if you're not going to have your feet flat on the floor. You can see in this picture a dotted line with his vision. Now, the original idea of the workstation was that you were looking directly at your computer screen, but with current technology, you're probably using an iPad. So you need to find a way to make that work so that you're not really hurting your neck, you're not looking down like this. See if you can move it a bit further up and you can keep a level head to the best of your ability. Here's the big one, which I dare say most people struggle with: motivation. If you aren't motivated to study, if you don't want to be there, it's going to become so much harder for you because every word you type or write out by hand is going to be a labor of effort. You need to convince yourself that this is something you should be doing and something that you are happy to be doing, at least at that current time. There are all sorts of different ways that you could convince yourself that studying is worthwhile, or studying this subject or this kind of assignment is worth your time, but it's going to depend on you. Just as we talked about in part 1, we need to utilize our strengths and interests to improve on our weaknesses. And one of our weaknesses is almost bound to be not wanting to study. So how can we make them apply? How can we use our interests to make us want to study? Let me give you an example of something that works for me and that I have personally seen work with a number of boys. And statistically speaking, boys do struggle more to motivate themselves to work. It's science. What I do is I turn study into a game. When I'm studying, or when I'm doing something that I don't particularly like, but I know is good for me in the long run, I start seeing my life as an RPG. RPG stands for role-playing game. In an RPG, almost everything you do increases your experience and makes you more powerful as a character. Have you ever played an RPG where one of the stats that you can build is intelligence? Check this out. Later on in life, and maybe even now, you'll seek to learn different skills purely because you know that they'll be helpful to you in the future. And that's what education is. It prepares you for the future. You are growing, you are developing, you know more, you can help more people with more problems. You can solve more problems for yourself. So the more you know, the more powerful you are becoming. Let me finish this off by quoting who I think is one of the greatest comic villains of all time, the Riddler. If knowledge is power, then a god am I. Ooh. Now, I'm not telling you that you should study really hard at school so that you can take over the city. Don't do that. The Riddler's power isn't in his physical strength, it's in his intelligence. He uses his knowledge to best even Batman. So build up your experience points and level up, because when you have the power of knowledge, there is no telling what you can achieve. And we're done, guys. Thank you so much for watching these videos. I hope you found them helpful. If you did, please hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, or contributions, please put them in the comments below and I'll do the best I can to get back to you. Okay. See ya.